Today, I'm making a video to break down the key differences between public and private primary schools here in China. I'm a new creator focusing on documenting everyday life for regular people in China. I don't stick to one fixed topic, so if there's anything about China you're curious about or want to see firsthand, drop a comment down below. I'll film a dedicated video covering those topics when I get the chance. Please like, comment and subscribe. My channel is just getting started, and every like, comment and subscription means the world to me. Now let's get into today's main subject. It's Thursday today. My wife's already up and making breakfast for our kids. The time right now is 6:12 a.m. I've got 3 sons. My oldest and youngest go to private primary school, while my middle son attends a public school. You might wonder why we split them up like this. Originally, all 3 boys studied at private schools. But my business went bankrupt back in 2018, and my wife and I both lost our jobs with no source of income. We had to cut our expenses drastically. On top of that, my middle son struggled more with his studies, and his academic performance wasn't great. That's why we decided to transfer him to a public school. Each student's tuition at private school costs $6,000 a year. By contrast, public primary education in China is completely free of charge. This is my middle son and my youngest boy that's still fast asleep. Out on the street outside, early risers are already heading out for the day. Let me check on my oldest son next. He's sleeping in the room next door, and he's still out cold too. My wife's already making breakfast for the kids. We've got pan-fried chicken cutlets and boiled eggs. I can't quite make out what these are the dishes. For private school students, breakfast is provided on campus. You have to pay for breakfast and lunch fees at the start of every school year, and there are no refunds even if your child doesn't eat the meal. But the kids all complain the school breakfast tastes terrible. That's why my wife gets up early to cook them a homemade breakfast every single morning. Personally, I'd rather they eat at school. For one thing, we wouldn't be throwing away money we've already paid. More importantly, boys shouldn't get everything they want handed to them. They need to learn how to endure hardship, so they can handle setbacks when they grow up. My youngest son gets 1 pan-fried chicken cutlet and 1 sausage link. My oldest boy has 2 chicken cutlets plus a fried egg. We also have boiled eggs and corn for everyone else. If we make separate meals for them just because they don't like the school food, I think we're spoiling them rotten. These are private schools we're paying for, after all. How bad could the meals really be? It's not some free charity meal. I've always disagreed with my wife making them breakfast every day, but she won't budge on this. My oldest son was brushing his teeth just now. He got a little shy when he saw me filming him. He looks pretty tall, but he's only 13 years old. My middle son is still fast asleep. The school bus for the private school leaves at 7:10 a.m. Meanwhile, the public school is only 500 meters away from our house, and classes start at 8:10. That means my middle son gets to sleep in much longer. My wife also cooked wontons, my favorite dish. The minced pork wrapped in thin dough wrappers are super common food in southern China. I've been out of work for 7 years now, so we try our best to avoid eating breakfast out. A single breakfast outside costs around $1, but making it at home runs us less than half a dollar. Plus, homemade food tastes way better than takeout. The toppings are green onions, dried shrimp and seaweed. It's 6:57 now, time to head out. The private school bus leaves at 7:10. The bus stop is only around 200 meters from our house, but it still takes a little while to walk there. Most private schools are built far from downtown. Land is much cheaper out there, so they provide school bus service for all students. We can't afford to be late. If we miss the bus, I'll have to drive him to school myself. The round trip is over 30 kilometers, which costs me for US dollars just in gas. I have to watch every penny I spend. Lots of families in China have switched to electric cars these days. Charging an E for a 30-kilometer trip costs less than $1. But I lost my business back in 2018 and haven't had steady income ever since, so I can't afford a new car. I still drive my gas-powered Audi Q3. My youngest son walks pretty slowly, so I have to walk him to the stop. My oldest son heads out a few minutes later and runs there by himself. He's a really athletic kid. He's running off to catch the school bus by himself. The school bus behind us just pulled away, and the one up front is about to leave too. We made it just in time. Half an hour later, my middle son finished his breakfast, and it's time for him to head to school. He leaves home 50 minutes later than the other two kids who go to private school. Public schools have much more relaxed schedules, so classes start later and end earlier. School finishes at 5 p.m. for public school students. In contrast, kids at private school don't get out until 8 o'clock at night. This is the gate of the public primary school. There's a security guard standing out front equipped with police anti-riot gear. A few years ago, there were violent incidents where attackers with knives injured young students outside school gates in China. That's why security guards are fully kitted out with protective equipment during drop-off and pick-up hours every day. That officer standing in the middle of the road is a police officer. Every school in China has an on-site police crew, with one police officer on duty here every single day. China takes student safety extremely seriously. Do you see those big round concrete bollards lined up at the school gate? In the past, there were incidents where drivers deliberately rammed their cars into crowds of students. That's why every school entrance is now fitted with these anti-vehicle crash barriers. How do schools in your country prevent sudden violent incidents that harm students? Feel free to share your thoughts down in the comments. Right outside the school gate, you'll see local farmers selling veggies on the side. Every farmer in China gets a small plot of land to farm. They grow vegetables mainly for their own family and bring any extra out to sell. Lots of streets let farmers set up these little pop-up stalls before 9 a.m. Once it hits 9 o'clock, they all have to pack up and leave. After that, street cleaners come by to sweep the whole road spotless. This private school is where my oldest and youngest sons go. Tuition here costs $6,000 every year in our city, while public schools are totally free. The surroundings around this private school are way nicer than public ones, at least for me outside. The school doesn't let parents go inside, so I couldn't film the campus. I can only shoot footage right at the gate. Public schools sit right next to busy roads, and their entrances are always messy. The private school gate is a whole different story. There's a dedicated parking lot out front. They also have anti-vehicle crash barriers, the same safety fences you'll see at public schools too. Just a quick little video today showing the daily schedule for Chinese elementary school kids and what the outside of their schools look like. If there's anything about China you're curious about or want to see firsthand, drop a comment down below. I'll film a dedicated video covering those topics when I get the chance. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My channel is just getting started, and every like, comment, and subscription means the world to me. Thank you.